So hi, I'm Evan Manning. I'm the presenter today, and I work in product marketing for POS Portal. A little bit about POS Portal before we get going. So POS Portal, we've been around for a while. We're not new to the industry by any means. I think we're close to about 12, 13 years in the industry, and a lot of you might know us from equipment. But we also have another line of business, P2, and it's our merchant services specific CRM system. And through that CRM system, we can enable our clients to do ACHing through ACH Direct, and that's what we're going to cover today. So that's a little bit of background about us. At POS Portal, we have 3 main locations. Our headquarters is here in Sacramento, and that's where we're hosting this webinar today. We also have our West Operations Fulfillment, which is another facility we have here in Sacramento. And then we have our East Operations based out of Louisville, Kentucky. So we do a big bulk of our shipping out of the Louisville office, but we also do quite a bit of shipping out of Sacramento. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Kathy Tenner briefly so she can give us a little color about ACH Direct. So give me just a second while I unmute Kathy so she can share a little bit of information about ACH Direct, and then we'll cover some more information about POS Portal. So give me just a second while I find her. There she is. So I sent Kathy the pin. So while we're waiting for Kathy to log in and get on the audio, we'll go ahead and just give a little detail about ACH Direct. ACH Direct is one of the fastest growing privately held electronic fund transfer processors in the United States. And ACH Direct's customers benefit from a comprehensive suite of payment products and services, including ACH origination, check verification, identity verification, credit card, and debit card processing. So it looks like we're not going to have time to get Kathy on. Let me see. I think she might have logged in. Let's unmute her. Kathy, are you there?
I'm here. Oh. Can you hear me?
We got you, Kathy. Thanks.
Excellent. Hi, my name is Kathy Tenner. I am with ACH Direct. We are a payment processor, a privately held payment processor, very fast-growing company. We offer a suite of payment processing products, and I will certainly be happy to help each and every one of you with any of your questions.
Perfect. Thanks, Kathy. I appreciate that. And we'll also have Kathy on the line as well at the end in case there's any questions that she needs to answer from the ACH Direct side. So thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome.
So we're going to continue on, guys. So this is the contact information to the 2 individuals that you'll be contacting if you're interested in getting set up with the ACH Direct, and we'll come back to this here at the end of the webinar. So we'll leave this up when we're done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and jump into our CRM system, and I'm going to give a little background about our CRM system and how we partner with ACH Direct to make these payments available to our customers and clients within P2. So a little quick background about P2. POS Portal, we've been building CRM systems for close to 11 years. We started out with our legacy platform called P1, and that was kind of a big, heavy type of software system, and we wanted to be more agile in the market and take advantage of the new cloud computing platform that's becoming popular. So we moved all of our technology and our product onto the Force.com platform. So we partnered with Salesforce.com, and we built an industry-specific CRM system on top of Salesforce. So as we begin to grow our product and add features, we've been partnering up with clients like ACH Direct to provide their services directly within P2. So we're going to kind of walk through a brief demonstration of that today, kind of give you guys an idea about how that works. Couple things to keep in mind, guys, is what we're demonstrating today, you will need to be a P2 customer in order to use it like we're showing today. So that's kind of the one big caveat. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll kind of do a demonstration and show you guys what we've done to integrate ACH Direct services inside of P2. So here we are on a P2 home screen. Now there's a lot happening here, and if anybody else is interested at any point of seeing more information about P2, then please let us know, and we'll be happy to give you an in-depth demo about the product. But today we're going to focus just on the ACH Direct part. So here across the top, you can see we have 3 tabs available: payment methods, payment transactions, and recurring payments. But I'm also going to go ahead and jump into a merchant. So here I'm in a merchant detail record. So you can access our ACH Direct integration through these tabs up top. But what I want to show here is here on the merchant record, we actually have information about the transactions, right? So you can see that we would house the payment transactions, the payment methods, and any recurring payments. So this way, here in a moment, when we go to set up a payment method and a payment transaction, what you can see is all this information is going to be available here for you guys to use. So you're going to see the methods that are stored, you're going to see the payment transactions that have already happened or been scheduled out, and you're also going to see any recurring payments that have been scheduled as well. So what I want to do now is let's go ahead and back up, and we're going to go ahead and find a merchant that has some payment transaction information. So let's go ahead and grab one here that's got some payment information on it. All right, there we go. So here we are in 6th Street Hair Salon. This is a merchant location record. And if you scroll down, we do actually have some payment information on this merchant. We've got a payment transaction listed. We did a debit for 10 cents, and the status of this has been approved. And you can see that we have a payment method stored on this merchant record. So you can see this is an e-check account ending in 8111. And this is the e-check account for 6th Street Hair Salon and Day Spa. So in order to initiate a payment within P2, it's very simple. Once you've got a payment method built in, and you can actually come in and add additional payment methods if you need to. So you click in, you'll add the additional payment methods. You can do things like select the payment method type. We'll leave it at e-check. You put in the merchant's email address. You'll select the account type, and you'll simply enter in the account number and the routing number. Now if you notice here, we have ACH Direct, their payment gateways logo up top, because we feel it's important to let everybody know that this service is powered by ACH Direct, right? POS Portal isn't actually doing any of the money moving ourselves. So let's go and back up to the merchant record. So now that we've created a payment method and we have a payment connected here on the merchant record, we can actually create a new payment transaction. So let's go ahead and click on New Payment Transaction. And we're going to go ahead and create a new payment transaction. Now it's pulled in the payment method that it has stored. But at this point, you can also click in and add an additional payment method if you need to. Now here in the type, we have sale or credit, right? So we'll go ahead and set this for sale. And we'll set an amount. Let's do $10. And you can add a description here about this transaction. So maybe you're billing the merchant for a PCI fee, or maybe you're billing them for some sort of terminal. So the ability here to add the description is going to help you keep track of what all these transactions are. Now if you notice, we also have a checkbox that will allow you to add recurring payment. So here you can come in, and maybe you've given the merchant 3 months to pay for a terminal, and you're going to charge them $100 each month until the terminal is paid for. So you can enter in the monthly amount, the start date, the number of months that you want the transactions to run for. You can select that it's perpetual, so it's just going to continue on. And you can do description as well. So here you can additionally add in the description of the recurring payment, so that way you'll know what this recurring payment was. So once you're done, you'll go ahead and save it. Now if you notice here, we've got some controls in place, right? So we're not going to let you create a payment or do something unless you're filling in all the required fields. So you notice on this payment transaction, we're missing some fields. So we can't actually set up this payment or even save this page unless we've resolved these issues. So we'll go ahead and back up. Let's go ahead and remove the add recurring payment. And so from this point, we'll go ahead and click save. And now what we've done is we've gone ahead and we've scheduled this payment to happen. So here, this is our demo account, guys, so we haven't updated our payment credentials accurately. So, we're not doing a live debit here because I don't want to charge my bank account today. But if in this situation, if the credentials were active and ready to go, once you saved the payment transaction, then you would be ready to go. So we'll kind of back out here to the merchant record so you can see the payment transaction. So here's the actual payment transaction that we have scheduled. Now again, this is an older one, but you can see that this one's approved. And if you click into it, you actually can see some details about the transaction number. So you can see the date and time it was created, the email address that the receipt went to. There's no description here. And you can see here's the payment method name, right? And the status of this payment method is approved. So you also have the ability here to come in and void the transaction, but this one's already been approved, so it can't necessarily be voided at this time. So that's a brief overview of the ACH Direct and how we integrated that into P2. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Shobit Kumar, who's going to add some additional detail about our product, and then we'll open it up for questions that you guys might have.
Hey everyone, this is Shobit. Thanks Evan for the presentation. I think Evan explained it pretty well, how we have enabled ACH processing in P2, which is our CRM system. Now, we mentioned the payments gateway that ACH Direct uses for making these transactions possible. So a key thing to note here is that we've done the integration with ACH Direct using their APIs, and it is important for any of the P2 customers to get an account with ACH Direct, which is the payments gateway. Once you have an account with them and you're also a P2 customer, then since we already have the APIs connected at the back end, we will give you the ability to set up these transactions from P2. So we've known in the industry, our customers who were using the CRM were still using a different gateway, a different screen on their computers to set up transactions. And the whole essence of the CRM is to give you guys one single repository of data about your merchants. It could be about deals that you're doing with merchants, all the transactions that you're doing with merchant. So with this feature, you really don't have to go to a different screen or log into a different portal to set up transactions. If you have P2 and if you are set up with ACH Direct, you can manage all the transactions that you do with your merchants through P2. Now, another key thing to note here is that with this ability, you can definitely create credit or debit transactions for your merchants, but at the same time, this feature will enable you to maybe pay your residuals to your 1099 agents through our CRM itself. So you can pay the merchants, you can debit them using the CRM, and you can also do the same debit or credit to any of your 1099 agents that you would want to do through the CRM. So we think it's a great feature for us to bring in and enable you guys to start doing ACH transactions from our CRM system.
Perfect. Thank you, Shobit. I appreciate that clarification. So guys, what we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and unmute all the attendees on the webinar, and Shobit and I will be available for questions, as well as Kathy will also be available to answer any questions that might come up directly related to ACH Direct. So let me go ahead and get everybody unmuted. So I've got a couple questions that came in on the question box, so we'll get to those as well. But let me go ahead and unmute everybody, and then we'll have the opportunity to answer questions. Remember, please mute your phone if you have us on speaker so we don't listen to you breathing or don't hear any feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody here. If you're not dialed into the call and you'd still like to ask a question, you can go ahead and chat them in on the chat box, and we'll try to get to those questions as they come in as well. So give me just a second as I'm unmuting everybody. All right, almost done, guys. Thanks for your patience. Okay, I think everybody that dialed in should be unmuted now. So guys, I appreciate it. Please let us know if you have any questions about what we've shown today, and if we don't have an answer that we can get you right now on the webinar, we'll definitely follow back up with you and get you that answer immediately. So go ahead if there's any questions.
Yeah, hi. This is Gary.
Hi, Gary.
Hi. Is it every 30 days you can, or can you break it down to, let's say, like 15 days, like reoccurring?
Hey Gary, this is Shobit. So yes, you can do that. If you notice the recurring payments that we can set up, we can choose the date we want the recurring payment to happen. So if you pick up a date that is 15 days hence, you can definitely do that.
Okay.
Any more questions?
Hello, this is Susie. If you need to void a payment, how can you void a payment?
That's a great question, Susie. So we give you the ability to do that. Now, a key thing to note there is until the payment has not cleared or settled, you have the option, and if there is a reason that you need to void it, you can actually go to that transaction, and if it is not settled, you will see a box that says void. If you click on that, you will have the ability to void that transaction.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we got some questions coming in on the chat, guys, so let me kind of read through some of these and see if we can get some answers. So the first one is integration to Great Plains or any other accounting system available, or what does an extract look like to import? So great question. That one came in from Michael, looks like Collister. So yeah, there is no, right now we currently don't have an existing integration into Great Plains. Now, Salesforce themselves, and remember we're built on the Salesforce platform, Salesforce itself does have an integration app from Great Plains that does supply some integration. Now, that's definitely something we'd want to look at. It's not really a great blanket answer for you because there's lots of levels of integration. We can also export any of this information, including the ACH payment information. You can export that into an Excel or a CSV file if you need to, if you need to import it into your accounting software or something like that.
Yes, and I'll just add to that, one of the greatest features of building the CRM on the Salesforce, on the Force.com platform, is the reporting that comes with it. And there is so many different reports you can generate. You can do them at a specific merchant level or at a specific transaction level, and you can then export them to a PDF or Excel or even a CSV format.
Perfect. Thanks, Shobit. So we got another question from Terry Hawkins. The question is, how does the contract manager work? Maybe we could get a little bit more detail. I'm not really sure how to answer that one, so we'll move on. But Terry, if you can maybe give us a little bit clarification so we could give you a better answer, and we'll come back to you. So the next one is also from Michael. It says, is there a monthly P2 fee or is it just a transaction fee? So in order to use our system, you need to be a P2 customer. And P2 does have, it's a software as a service, so there's a monthly fee to use P2. Now, we don't have any additional fees like what you guys are accustomed to as a gateway fee. We don't charge any gateway fees to access ACH Direct services. The fees that you're going to pay are your fees that are from ACH Direct. POS Portal does not have any additional fees that they put or place on top of these transactions.
So the integration to ACH Direct services from our CRM is free as long as your use case for using the transactions is the ones that we just showed. We can play a bit more with those use cases. If you have something specific that you need customized, we can do that. But the integration to ACH Direct is free on our platform. You will obviously need to have your own agreement with ACH Direct, and that is when you will know more about the per transaction fees and other fees that you will have to pay to ACH Direct.
Thanks, Shobit. So we're going to keep going down the questions, guys. We've got quite a few coming in, so we'll try to get them all. There's another one from Jason Alba. So how much is all this as well as P2? Great question. I think Shobit covered the ACH Direct part. You know, there's no fees from POS Portal. It's just what you're going to pay to ACH Direct. Jason, I'm definitely going to have one of my sales reps give you a ring and just kind of run through some of the pricing of P2 so you kind of get an idea about what you need to do in order to get this ability that we've demonstrated today. Let's move on to the next question. After we pay our 1099 salespeople, can we print a totals report showing the total residuals paid?
Yes, you can do that. As I said, the reporting is pretty, I would say it's pretty awesome in Salesforce. So any transactions that you've paid out, you can create a report and print that.
Yeah, and the way that we've set up P2, guys, is we create custom fields, and those custom fields are where all this ACHing data lives. And because the data lives on a field, we're actually able to report on it. So any transaction data, any recurring transactions, any settled transactions, anything that you've set up or scheduled within P2, you can report on it. So there's very few limitations as long as the data is within P2. So we got another one here. Can the ACH ability be used to automatically pay downline ISOs and agents as well as bill individual merchant customers? So yes, first of all, we designed the system as a way to either pay or bill, so it can go in or out, so you're able to do either one. Again, you'll pay whatever fees you have negotiated with ACH Direct for the movement of that money on either way. As far as automatically pay downline agents, we have a partner payout engine that we can use to calculate our customers' residuals for them, and then you can use this service to pay them as part of, pay out those residuals. As far as automatically scheduling that out, we typically, when it comes to moving money like that on large volumes, we can definitely schedule it to automatically happen, but in most cases our clients don't want that automatically to fire out. They want to go ahead and initiate that once all the residuals have been calculated.
So the key thing to remember there is that all merchant data in our CRM is we register it as accounts, and all information about individuals, it could be your 1099 agents or could be your employees, resides in the CRM as contacts. So the way we've set up the ACH feature in P2, we can create credit or debit transactions to both accounts or contacts. So yes, you can pay your 1099 agents their residuals through P2 through the integration that we've built. And as Evan pointed out, we do have the ability to create those transactions automatically, but I think from the feedback we have got so far, our partners prefer to do that manually. You can go into the system and create it, so that there is just that a bit of, you have the ability to double check it before the money is actually out of your hands.
Perfect. Guys, we're almost done with some of these typed in questions, and then we'll take any kind of verbal questions that we might have over the phone. So let's keep going here. So we've got one. How many days does it take for the transaction to post?
So that's as I pointed out in the beginning, that we use the ACH Gateway to do the transactions, and I know the clearinghouse has their own standards of the actual dates and time when that transaction will clear. Kathy, are you there?
I am.
Can you add a bit more to that, please?
Yes, standard processing times is 4 business days on an ACH transaction. We certainly can inquire. And it will be on a case-by-case review, an application-by-application review for lesser day times for processing. And there is additional cost for that, but it can be, if your funding times need to be faster, then certainly let's talk about that when we talk about the application process, and we can quote any pricing that would be different at that time.
So just adding to that, the way the feature works within P2, we ping the ACH gateway every day at 8 p.m. Pacific time. It actually depends on how your system admin is set up, what time zone they are set up as. So we will ping their gateway every day to check the settlement status. And when we were showing you the product, you could see the status, and we will keep updating it as we get feedback from the ACH gateway.
Is Gary again?
Hey Gary, go ahead.
Is there, in the application process, is there a limit on the amount? So let's say someone buys a full ATM machine for $2,000. Is that possible to do as well?
Yes, that is possible. I believe ACH Direct, they have some limitations, but I think transactions of that value, of that magnitude, should not be a problem.
Okay.
Kathy, do you have anything to add to that?
I don't.
Perfect. Okay, just checking. Thanks, guys. So,
You're welcome.
yeah, no problem. So the next question I see is, I have a P2 account. Do we need a ACH Direct account? So yes, if you have P2 and you want to start using this, then you'll contact either Shobit or Kathy, and we'll put you in touch with the right people and get you set up with that account so you can begin doing ACHing within P2. But you do need an account with ACH Direct in order to process these payments in P2.
And once yes, and once that account is set up with ACH Direct, they will give you some credentials that we will put into your P2 org to make that integration happen.
Correct.
Perfect. So I got another question. So yeah, right now, guys, this question is saying, can we use an independent company that is not in conflict with their own API to integrate into P2? So guys, today our integration is done with ACH Direct, but if they do have APIs available, we can have an offline conversation about that if that's something you're interested in, and we'll take it as kind of a case-by-case basis. But yeah, that is something we can look at. So I got another one here. How can we take the residual data and use this to ACH agents on more of a mass scale? So right now, guys, the ACH tool, we haven't connected it on a large scale to be able to pull the data that's being calculated from residuals and allow you to do the ACH. That's kind of in development right now. We just really wanted to kind of finalize the simple functionality of processing the payments, and we've actually been betaing this for the last few months just to kind of make sure.
Thank you for calling MPS, your full electronic payment service provider specializing in credit debit card processing. From local single-store businesses and professional services organizations to regional and national.
Okay, I muted everybody, so whoever that was, they put us on hold. They can apologize later. So let's see. So that's what we're doing with the residual part. So we haven't actually completed the product of connecting the two, but that's in development right now. And as soon as that's available, we'll be looking for beta clients to begin to test it. And so that way we'll be able to connect the residuals that we calculate into the ACHing ability.
The only reason we haven't done that as yet, as you guys understand that the residual calculation is pretty unique to each one of you guys, and to complete that as a package was not feasible. But the great part of P2 was that you can do a lot of customization and really tailor it to the way your business works. So we have this integration set up with ACH Direct that can make your payments go through, and if you desire to have that set up for your residual payouts, we can customize that as well.
Yeah, so I've got a couple more questions here I'll get to. I saw one at the bottom, guys, and it says, can you please explain how a merchant with ACH Direct are added to P2 to access this feature? So maybe we missed a little bit of explanation there, Josh. So this is not designed for the merchants at all. The merchants won't have access. They won't be using this. This is specific for an ISO, a processor, an acquirer, somebody who's more on the other end of the selling the service, right? So we won't actually have any access through our system for merchants to be able to get in and use this ACHing service. So we got another one here. After validating the amount to be paid out, can the distribution to all partners be initiated at one, or does it have to be account by account?
So it needs to be account by account. And I think that the one reason we put that way is so that since this is money flowing through, we wanted to make sure that there is always an opportunity to check and maybe double check before a transaction is processed. So you have to do it either account by account or contact by contact.
Perfect. Let's see. Got your answer there. Okay, so Terry, you kind of clarified with Mint Contact Manager. Is that Contact Manager from ACH's side or Contact Manager from POS Portal's side? So maybe Terry, maybe what we'll do is Shobit or I will follow up with you directly after the webinar, and maybe we can get a little bit more detail and really get you a good answer there. Let's see, I just got that one. How does it track inventory purchases and billing of sales? Let's see. So yes, Terry, we have that ability within P2 to track your sales process. It's kind of difficult to explain just over the phone. So Terry, I think the best thing for us to do, and we'll make a note to maybe get in touch with you. Maybe we can send you some of our pre-recorded videos or get you on a live demo to actually kind of show you how that works. Because really today we wanted to focus on the ACH Direct integration and our partnership with them. So I think we're up to the last couple questions. Just to clarify, the ACH Direct tools for ISOs to use, that is correct. It's specifically for ISOs and agents. Your merchants will not have access to anything that we've shown today. So I think that's it for my typed in questions. What I want to do now to make sure there's no other questions, I'm going to go ahead and unmute everybody, and I'll let Kathy, I'll unmute Kathy first. Maybe she has any closing remarks or any other points she'd like to mention. If not, then we'll go ahead and just open it up for any other verbal questions to come in. So hi Kathy, you're unmuted. Did you have anything else you wanted to add in the closing?
I think that you pretty much covered everything. It was a very nice presentation, Evan. Certainly, I will be willing to speak with anyone that wants to look at getting the processing account to get this program up and working for them. Just give me a call. We can negotiate rates. I have an online application link that will further expedite the processing of the application. You can e-sign it, upload supporting documents, but I'll further discuss that with each individual, the need for types of processing and amounts of processing with each one of you individually.
Perfect. Thank you, Kathy. I still have I have the contact page up, so you guys have been seeing that for the last few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and unmute anybody that's left here to see if there's any other verbal questions that they want to be asked. And Shobit and I will hang out for probably another 10 minutes or so, and we'll leave the line on in case any other questions come up. But you guys are free to go if you have somewhere else you need to be. But we just wanted to thank you for joining us today and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I have one small question. Hello?
Yeah, we're
yes,
here.
we can hear you.
Oh, okay. When we ACH a merchant, will this show up as a POS Portal transaction or an ACH Direct?
That is a very good question, and I think if you had asked us when the others was around would have been great, but it won't show up as POS Portal. You can actually customize an invoice that will have your branding, your logo, your business name there. So when it shows up at the merchant's end, it will show up as a transaction that has happened from your business and not from either POS Portal or ACH Direct.
Yeah, they won't actually see anything branded with POS Portal or P2 unless you explicitly want them to.
Okay, great.
我即係你地址係咪326啊 ？OK， 你而家收住先，我轉頭即刻 call 你啊。
All right, guys. Any other questions?
How much per month for the ACH service? How much per month?
You need to contact Kathy Tenner at ACH Direct for that. I think if you can see her contact information on the screen there.
Okay.
And if you can reach out to her, or you can reach out to me as well. This is Shobit at POS Portal. I will give you her contact information. And
just you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. Perfect. So I think we got to all the typed in questions, guys. We have notes to follow up with anybody that we needed some clarification on the questions, and we'll get you some answers. Again, I appreciate everybody's time. It looks like we're kind of closing up with questions. Unless there's any other questions, I think we'll probably go ahead and end the webinar. So are there any other questions out there?
Evan, did you say that this was available for download as well?
Yeah, so it's going to take me a little bit of time, so probably tomorrow morning will be when this is available, but we'll have it hosted on our YouTube channel. We'll also put it on our POS portal website. And everybody who's registered today is going to get a follow-up email from us in the next 24 hours, and we'll include the link to the video in that follow-up email as well.
That's what my question was. I just logged in and missed the whole thing.
Yeah, sorry about that. So this will all be available for recording. We're going to send a follow-up email out that'll have a link to the recording so you can see. We've been recording everything from the very beginning, including all the questions. So we'll make that available to everybody through that email link, and we should have your information as long as you included your email when you signed into the webinar.
Correct.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem. And look for that email. It'll take us a little time to get the video edited, but once we get it out, that email should be out by the end of the week. So.
I have just really one quick question.
Sure.
If we move forward and sign up for the service, what are the qualification parameters, and how long from start to finish before we're up and running?
So first, you will have to sign up for P2, which is our CRM system.
Okay.
And once you have that, the integration works. The ACH Direct integration works within P2. So once you're up and running on P2, I would say it will not take you more than about 2 weeks of time to contact ACH Direct, get yourself an account with them, and then we can go ahead and start giving you access to the ACH Direct features as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys, so just a few people left here. If there aren't any other questions outstanding, of course, you can always follow up with Showbiz. All right, so we're going to go ahead and end the webinar, guys. Thank you very much for showing up. I appreciate your time. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know, follow up, and expect a follow-up email from us with the link to the recording. So thanks, everybody, and have a great Thursday.
The organizer has...
Who was that idiot?
You'll get that no matter what.
That's okay.
Yeah.
He just didn't have himself unmuted. But that's good. Nice. A lot of questions.